Hi, this is Felipe from UserGuiding. Do you want to highlight the correct UI element on your page? Even though we have our default highlighting option, sometimes it's better to use our custom CSS selector for more precision and stability. This video will show you how to use this feature. We'll use Udemy as our leading platform and create a tooltip to highlight some elements. You can use 3 different attributes to highlight specific elements of your website. Let's walk through them. First, we need to find the CSS selectors we plan to use. On your website, right-click on the element you want to highlight and click on Inspect. The Inspection tab will appear for you. Then, if you're not already there, click on the Elements tab. These sections are the foundation of your website. You can hover the cursor through them, and the browser will highlight which section has the code of the area you want to highlight. Now, we'll be able to choose which attribute you want to use to highlight the correct element. You can mainly use 3 different attributes. We suggest you start using the IDs. If the HTML doesn't have an ID, you can use its class name. And if your elements are dynamic, you can use different attributes. To use an ID as a selector, you must copy one or more IDs and paste them into the custom CSS selector with a hashtag before them. For example, this right here is the ID. So to use it as a selector, you will put it like this. To use a class name as a selector, you must copy the class name and paste them into the custom CSS selector with a dot before them. For example, this is a class name. So to use it as a selector, you will put it like this. Reminder, if you have little spaces between your class, lose those spaces and put a dot between them. We only suggest using attributes if you have dynamic elements. If you're able to use ID or class name, it's recommended. To use an attribute as a selector, you must copy one attribute and paste it into the custom CSS selector between brackets. For example, this is the attribute, all of it. So to use it as a selector, you will put it like this. Now that our guide is complete, let's preview it and check if it's selecting the correct element. The ID is working, the class name is working, and the attribute is working. Perfect. Another reminder, always pick an unchangeable unique attribute for that specific HTML element. I hope this was helpful.